6:45, welcome back to it.
This school year will be over before we know it, and leaders are telling us about some potential changes that are on the horizon.
Got the superintendent of EBR Schools, Lamont Cole, and school board member for District 5, Cliff Lewis, joining us in studio to talk a little bit about the future endeavors this morning. And so we should probably dig into it. This is just the beginning of these conversations. Let's start with what you would like the parents, the students, the teachers out there to know about some potential changes.
First and foremost, thank you for having us this early this morning. I think what we want families to know, we want our community to know, our mission is to improve our school district. We can't continue to do the same things we've done in the last 20 years and expect different results. So we have to make some bold changes. And one of the changes we have to consider is that we have a footprint, a facilities footprint for 60,000 students, and we only serve 40,000. And some of our facilities are old, some of our schools are underperforming, and some of our buildings are underutilized. And so we have to have a conversation with our communities about what do we want to do next, what do we want that to look like, how do we provide better facilities, better resources, better teachers, better opportunities for our students so that they have better outcomes. And so that's the conversations we're going to have all across the parish where we have schools, to really talk to families to understand what do they want for their schools, and then how do we make that happen, because we're going to do something. And it's tough to say. Some schools may close. That's just the simple reality of the situation. It's costing the district a lot of money to maintain old facilities, particularly old facilities that are being underutilized, particularly where students aren't performing well, where we don't have a pool of outstanding educators working with our students. So we have to have that tough conversation.
And I think, though, it's important to reiterate that that conversation, this is a community partnership with
Absolutely.
Parents, with community, with teachers and board members as well. And Mr. Lewis, when we talk about consolidating schools and closing them, are we looking at any potential schools in terms of school performance right now?
School performance is one of the key indicators that we'll take into consideration when we start the realignment process and the consolidation process. One great thing about it is that we will be able to, it would allow us to allocate resources where our students, our communities, our families are better served. If we're going to become a progressive school system district, these are some things that we're going to have to do to improve the overall footprint and the overall quality and equity of the education that we provide.
When you talk about doing something like this, and nothing ever stays the same, change is inevitable if you're looking to grow, but you got to talk to your stakeholders, you got to talk to your shareholders, and that's the parents out there, a lot of them. But a lot of folks, and let's alleviate some fears, and you're going to let them speak to you directly in a lot of places. They hear close, they hear consolidate, and they're like, all right, how's this going to change my bus? Am I going to be at a transfer station? How's this going to change carpool? What is this? Baton Rouge hasn't been a neighborhood school district for decades.
Decades.
So going back to DSEG. So when we talk about closing and consolidating, you can get some fears going. How do folks get in touch with y'all? Y'all are setting up some conversations.
Well, we've set up a website, the EBR Alignment website. You can go to ebrschools.org, and then there's a link on the home page that takes you to, and you can share with us the information, your concerns, your fears. But one of the things I want to make clear, we've done this before.
Right.
All right. As a matter of fact, we've done this in the last year. We consolidated Buchanan and University Terrace, built a brand new McKinley Elementary. We shifted kids from J.K. Haynes and the two IDEA schools, IDEA Innovation and IDEA Bridge, and we put them in better situations, and we provided better opportunities for kids. We also consolidated Brownsfield and White Hills and built a brand new Brownsfield. So I think what we want to say to families is, number one, we have the best interest of our students in our mind as we go through this process. But number two, we've done this before.
Blueprints there.
This is not new.
Right.
But I think the reality of the situation is we recognize, we understand there are students who are in buildings who are being underserved. That's the reality of the situation. And we can't run from that. We can't hide from it. And we have to make plans to do something better. And as we look at the data, and we understand all of the data in terms of performance, the facilities, and then the number of students who are in the buildings, we have to make some adjustments. Because at the end of the day, if we have kids who are in a poor facility being underserved, right down the street from a brand new facility full with certified teachers who are doing a phenomenal job, why not merge those resources?
A big task at hand.
And then make sure we provide all of our kids with the best. They deserve the
huge
best.
task at hand.
Particularly in the city of Baton
That
Rouge.
conversation starts March 12th, just the beginning of something that we've done before here.
Absolutely.
Superintendent Lamont Cole, board member Cliff Lewis, thank you for joining us. That website has a lot of handy details and timeline. We'll see you after the break.